Hey guys, I'm working on a project for my dad. He sent me over this DXF file. He does a bunch of laser burning and engraving. And I don't know if you've ever tried to edit vectors in Lightburn, but it sucks. So I brought this over into Aspire. And the idea here is we want to put a name right here and have it to where when this is cut out, the name still stays inside here. And Aspire for me, as far as editing vectors, is freaking amazing. So the first thing I want to do is I am going to highlight all this, Control C, Control V, which is copy and paste. And then I'm going to click here and I'm just going to drag this because I'm going to use this as my template. If I screw anything up, I can always get back to where I started. So the first thing that I see here is we have a distance from here, the distance from here, it goes all the way around, which is an offset of this outside circle. But then we have this little skinny line here that we're supposed to attach something to. I personally don't think that looks really great, so I'm going to come get my line tool. I'm going to come up here and just draw a line straight across. Now I'm going to get my snippet tool, and that goes away. That little piece of line goes away. That little piece of line goes away. Perfect. We kind of matched. We could have taken measurements and made it exact. This is just a tutorial that hopefully my dad can refer back to, but this will also work with anybody who's trying to personalize an existing piece of artwork. So now what we want to do is put a name in here. So I'm going to come over here to my draw text and we're going to go BOB and let's see what this font is. That actually will work. Now, since I'm recording this with a piece of software that the F9 and F10 are start and stops, I can't press F9 to center my vectors here, so I'm just going to move them over. And then let's move them down. Let's intersect this line here, which will work perfect for us. Now I want to copy this to a different layer. So I'm just going to right click, copy. I'm going to go to layers, add new layers. I'm going to change it to the color green and I'm going to paste. So now if we go to the green layer, or this should have been on the green layer, but now I can right click, move to layer 2. So that's green. I'm going to turn that off. So I have this, and I also have the duplicate of the word Bob on the green layer. So what I want to do now is I want to make this line, because this gets cut out all the way through, so I need to make this one continuous line that goes all the way around the letters on this layer here. So I'm going to activate that, go to drawing, let's grab my snippet tool. Anything under this layer gets cut off, but we can't do that yet because this is still a text vector. So we're going to right click and we're going to convert to curves. So now we should be able to modify this. So that goes away, that goes away, that goes away, that goes away. So we can see how we cut off. Now I need to take these intersecting lines out. Beautiful. And if we look, if we click on this, it rejoined all those. So that's a cut layer, and then if we come back here and turn the green layer on, we can now see that we can use this layer to engrave the letter, and this is going to get cut out. So we can still maintain, but now we want to take out this. These areas here. This area, and this area. So we're going to highlight that, we're going to left click, and we're going to highlight this. And let's get these in here as well. So I'm holding the shift button, going around, selecting them all. And we're going to copy, and we'll come over here, add a new layer. Let's make this layer blue. And then that's the blue layer. Activate, so that's the layer we're working on, and paste. So now if we turn this and this off, we should technically have, well, at least we should, but it didn't come over apparently. That, move to layer 3. Now it's all blue, so let's work on this layer. And we know we want, let's see, how do we get that? Convert to curves, because we can't edit that otherwise. Which I guess technically, let's see. Yeah, that still goes all the way around, so yeah, that works. I guess technically what we could do is let's just turn off the blue layer. Let's turn the green layer and the black layer back on. We don't need that, so let's just delete that. Don't really need that. And we don't need that. So that works even without the blue layer. Hey, look at me. So we still have our cutout line, and we still have our letters in here, so we really don't even need this. So let's delete that. Delete data. So here's what we've done so far. If we turn off the green, that's a cut. That's a cut. So we can go in, convert to curves. We want this, this, and this, and we want to move them to layer 1. Move to layer 1. Perfect. So everything here and that, and that we want to move to layer 2. So move to layer 2. So that's perfect. So that's what we got. So all of this, anything on the outside or on the inside, all of this is going to get cut out. And then the reason why I put this green layer here is this is just going to get engraved. So you would do this layer first, and it's not going to cut all the way through the wood. So when you do cut it out, you will still have the bits creating the rest of the letter, because this is going to be cut out. So you can see we do not have the letters here. So by engraving this, which what we can do is just give me 1 second. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to export this as a DXF, and I'm going to come back in Lightburn, and you can see what we're doing. Okay, so I've got it saved. So now we're in Lightburn. So I need to go to File, Import, and New Bob Test is what we called it. And it opens up really small. It doesn't maintain aspect ratio for some odd reason. So we're going to come up here and go 2.5. So now we can see that we're even maintaining the layer lines. And if we come over here and we turn off show, we can see that those are cut lines, and that's an engraved line. So we would move this one up because we wanted to engrave all of this, and technically I could actually stop these right here because this is all going to be cut out, but it'd take longer for me to do that than it would for the machine to just engrave that and then go cut everything out. So here's where you would set your power and your speeds to cut this out. And so if we right click and we go select all, we can come up here to our preview and see what it would look like. Okay, so we can see that these are going to be engraved down here, and if we click OK and we turn off that layer and then hit here, you would see how we're missing that detail to finish out the letters. I think it's just a little bit more professional to have it burn those as just as a line, and then it would cut all of this out. All of this would all be cut through, and we only have 2 layers. And we made this a little thicker here as well. So I'm going to have to wait till our internet comes back up, because we had tornadoes punch through last night, and I'll get this uploaded. But I really think this would benefit anybody who's, one, doing light burn, like my father. This is something so he can come back to and refer to, but anybody who's trying to edit an existing design and customize it, you now know the steps. So if I was to cut this on the CNC router, let's jump back over here, I would take the green layer and create a quick engrave toolpath, and I'm just gonna outline. Okay, so we'll do that. Why didn't I do that? Calculate. We should pick these. So that's just an engrave on those lines. And then we can come over here and turn that off. No, keep this open. We'll close. So now I have to select everything here that it's going to be cutting the inside of. So it would be this, this, and it's probably not going to do it because it's so small, but I'm going to try. We want that cut out, we want that cut out, that cut out, that cut out, and then we want all of that. And that's going to be a profile pass on the inside. I think I have my thickness at 50 thou, so I'm going to go 0.052. We're going to select a small little, we don't have anything that small set up here. That's 3 millimeters. You know what? Let's add a tool. So we'll actually copy that, and we will change this to a 0.03 diameter. And I know I'm just making up. And let's see how that works. Let's see what that profile does. Preview visible toolpath. So that cut through all of that, cut through all of that, cut through all of that. So all these pieces here are cut all the way through, so we can just double click on them to make them go away. So we can see how the engraving came through here and here. And then this goes away, that little piece that's hanging in the air goes away. So we can see the engrave here, and Vectric does a really crappy job at showing the engraves, and this goes away. So now we can come back over here and we can click this outside and do another contour pass, except this is going to be on the outside. Calculate. Yeah, it's going to cut all the way through. preview visible toolpath, and there's the ornament. These would also go away, but this is quick. And I'm not going to go through and get all these other little pieces. I think you get the idea. So that would work on a CNC machine and a laser if we were going to go that route. So I hope this helps. If it helps somebody, great. If not, amazing.